Welcome back, my little Roscas. My name is Daniel, and welcome to another episode of Functional, the Aftershot, the show where we talk about everything functional. And this week we have a very special episode, and with it I have a very special guest, near and dear to my heart. Joining me today is Elizabeth Covarrubias. Woo! Welcome back, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy to have you in this season period. Happy to have you here. So thank you so much. And also, Feliz Reyes Magos. I don't know. Did your family celebrate Reyes Magos? No. Okay. You know what? So before we get with I'm already gonna start some shit.
Yeah.
So look, I love people from LA. Don't get me wrong. My family is from Mexico City. I'm from Denver, so we had a lot of that. When I moved to LA, I was like, yes, we'd be doing these traditions, and everyone from LA maybe because I take it for granted, but they're like, no one knows who it is.
No, well, you know what's funny is I was born in Mexico, right? And my mom came here to the States when I was 2 years old. But then she met my stepdad, who was actually Puerto Rican. So I grew up with the Puerto Rican culture. Yeah. I grew up with their, parties and their celebrations. And I didn't get introduced really into La Rosca until I was an adult. Actually, one of my friends, her family did, and I remember going to her house and them doing the whole thing, kind of like we do in that. Is it okay to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of like we do there. And it was so fun. And I was like, well, how come we never did that? You know what I mean? And so I don't know why my mom never taught us that.
It's interesting. I mean, that's one thing that, at least I've noticed. I love it because, it's always been, the U.S. is the melting pot. LA is a bigger melting pot of different Latinx communities. So it's interesting. But, when I moved here, it was great to see that, the Rosca was out and about, but it was just kind of something it's that fruitcake that no one eats. So, but anyways.
But it's actually really good.
It's great.
It's good. It's soft.
Well, anyways, this shot goes to Los Reyes Magos. Feliz Reyes Magos to everyone back home.
Yes.
Happy to celebrate it with you. You chose tequila today.
Wow.
I want to talk about your character, which it's actually already been over a year. I think we started over with auditions.
Yes.
I got to speak to you about this character. This one, there's really no sugarcoating on this one. This is someone who's based on my real life mom. So shout out to Leticia Luna Ramirez, who also co-wrote this episode. But it was this character who I wanted to introduce the matriarch of Guillermo's family, and I kind of was able to talk to you about this character. So how was it for you getting into that process?
Well, it was interesting because, again, I grew up, with my stepdad's family, and, it's very different, but very similar. Like, you have the loudness, you have the we celebrate everything, right? Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, we celebrate everything. We eat everything, right? So, in talking to you and getting a feel for what your mom was like in real life, I kind of channeled my mom, who was a little more, which is funny, right? My mom is very just chill. My mom is not the typical Latin mom, at least from what I witnessed, right? Yeah, she's very chill. She doesn't cuss. She yells. Let me not say that. She does, but she just has this like very chill way of being. But then I have aunts, that I kind of channel from my Puerto Rican side, and I was like, I got to do a little sassy because from what you explained to me. So it was fun channeling these women in my life, and even of course as a mom myself, I had to play from that as well. So it was fun. It was fun, and especially the way it was written, and just the way this mom, I just want a mom like this. I love you, mom. I love you, mom. But I want someone like that. She tells it how it is.
Yeah.
And Lucia is it's like no holds bar, but she's still very gentle, but she's strong. Yeah. I'm such a fan, and I hope that we see more of her because of that relationship that you two have. In there, and the fact that your sisters in the show are so jealous that you are, but you know what? That's typical in a Latin family.
Why is it like that? Why is it?
Because my brother is my mom's favorite. Yeah. She'll tell me no es cierto, but it is so cierto. 1000%. My brother is her favorite, and we're five. We're five women, and then my brother. So 6 of us. And my brother, he's spoiled.
Why is it like that? Why is it?
I wish I could tell you because I have a daughter. I don't know. My daughter is my everything. I don't know if it would be different if I had a boy. Let's not find out. I'm okay with the one and done. That's what I do. Yeah, so. But I'm excited. I'm excited for people to see Lucia. I'm excited for people to see that relationship that you guys have. I'm just excited.
No, yeah, it definitely was an emotional experience to see come to
Mhm.
life. And then one filming on set, we had Mela, who was a new character who played Guillermo's older sister, which in my mind, I mean, this was my love letter to the women that raised me in my life, and I really wanted to, we have season 2 was happening. I was like, I want the family dynamic to show because it essentially kind of shows why Guillermo is essentially the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your opinion, how influential is his family on Guillermo?
I mean, well, come on, think about it. It's you're around these people all your life, right? So your mom is instilling to you these. Like, there's a scene where you see that your mom's trying to talk to you in a certain way, and Mela, who's your older sister, she kind of reminds you, hey, at the end of the day, you're her son, she's your mother, respect. And I love that because as myself, as an older sister, that's kind of what we do. We remind our younger siblings, like, hey, I actually opened the gates for you because I took on a lot of the abuse before you came in. You know what I mean? So it's like, let me explain. Let me clear this up for you. You are her favorite. She loves you, even though you don't see it. Right? Because as a child, you don't pay attention to a lot of things. But as you get older, you start to realize when you have to do your own thing, when you have to pay your own bills, or when you have to make your own bed, or you have to buy your own groceries, you start to realize, holy cow, how did we always have food on the table? How did we always have the lights on? How did we always have a roof over our head? You start to appreciate it a little bit more. So of course your mom's gonna, it's the embodiment of who you are to a certain degree. It's it's setting you up with your morals and your ethics and all that, and then comes you, because then of course we're all individuals, right? So moms, we do what we can to get you where you need to be, and honey, after that it's all on you. And parents, with parents, what kids don't understand and parents don't understand is we're growing together. Mm-hmm. Especially with your older sister, your mom and your sister were growing up together. Your mom was learning. So when you came into the picture, now mind you, now you're a boy, right? She has this whole other idea of what you're gonna grow up to be. So she's gonna raise you in a way that she didn't raise her. And she's like, okay, I now know what not to do, right? But then here's this little bump on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, my son just told me he was not the way I wanted, or what I thought he was gonna be, right? So it's like, oh snap, we gotta grow together here again. We gotta switch it up, and let's figure this out together. But like your sister says, you had 19 years to kind of work your way to telling her. Yeah. She's only had a couple years.
Yeah. I've never really thought of okay, they're growing together. Crazy. I'm 29 years old, but you're right. I'm like, I want to call my mom. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because just like you're growing up and you're learning. Your mom's learning to have a son who's queer, who's doing all these different things. Like my mother still doesn't understand that I'm an actress, and she just doesn't get it. And I don't know how to explain it to her. So when she sees me, she's like, ay, mi estrella, estrellada, pero estrella. I'm like, thanks, mom. She's just, it's, the Latin family, they will insult you and compliment you all in the same sentence. It's like, what?
My mom's like, but you still got a job, right?
Yeah, you still get paid, you still pay the bills, you still got rent.
Cool.
Okay, got you.
Oh my god. No, real quick, one thing I don't hope you didn't take offense to this, but like, you're funny. I know you're a comedian, but I say that in a sense where, and I'm saying it from my point of view, where it's like, I meet so many people that are comedians, and you meet them and their personality, like, not on worth like, I'm not talking about me, I'm saying I'm a comedian, and you meet me like, oh god, this guy's trouble, so, girl, you are hilarious.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're gonna see another episode of Yo this season, I'm so excited about it. It was so funny that, you were cracking me up every 2 weeks, and then, no kind of spoilers, but it's a serious scene, and I'm dying of laughter. So you are funny. Where does this? I've had someone tell this to me, but I want to hear from you. Where does the comedy come from? And I'll tell you what people tell me.
The comedy comes from all the crap I've been through. You kind of have to find the funny. And like I said, I left home at such a young age that when you're trying to get through life, you have this defense up, this wall, and you just, instead of having people hurt you, you tend to make fun of yourself before other people do, and so you try to find ways to not think about the crap that you've been through. You try to not think about the torment or the drama and trauma. You just kind of I don't know.
I had someone come up to me. It was in a way of a compliment, but in my mind, I'm like, oh my god, you're like legit carrying into muscle right now, sir. Like the wall I'm trying to build, I feel like legit up and they're like, someone told me, and it's very true. It's like comedy comes from a very dark place.
Oh,
very
absolutely.
Dark place.
Like I said,
and for someone to be comedic or funny, that's you being vulnerable. I mean, like, and boy, you are funny. And it's like,
but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. If you can laugh at yourself.
I mean, life's not serious.
It's come on, we all gonna die one day. And what you gonna?
I want to thank you so much for the art and the power that you did. And I mean, honestly, like what I'm kind of saying is, I hope people do take this away of a learning experience on both sides, where it's like the character on Guillermo's side, it's like, okay, look, I also have to see their point of view, and then the parents' point of view, it's like. Parents love and care for your kids, and kids understand your parents essentially.
Yes. And look, here's the thing too, is that I've been learning it from my daughter. My daughter actually called me one day almost in tears, and she said, "Mommy," she said, "I'm so sorry." And I said, "Baby girl, what's wrong?" She said, "No, but you always told me don't rush to grow up, don't rush to grow up." And here I am saying, I should have slowed it down. I was like, yeah, you should have. You know, and when we're a certain age, we think we know more than our parents. And people forget, no, we've been here longer. You know, and I still don't know what my mom knows. My mom, like I said, is very shy and timid, and she won't tell me a lot of stuff.
So you won't learn.
But exactly, that's basically her, like, okay, you figure it out on your own. And I have, with bruises to prove it.
Yeah. Well, one of the lines that my mom wrote that. So my mom is, I mean, I'm telling her, I was like, she always says, like, you never pay attention. I was like, I legit memorized everything you said in our records.
Yeah, and then I memorized it.
There we go. So one of the things that's always stuck with me, and it's still to this day whenever I just feel like I'm hot shit, it's like you, like, she said in Spanish where it's like, you know, you want to take over the world, but the world's gonna turn around and take over you, so watch yourself.
Yeah, embrace the world, and learn from the world, learn from the people that are, you know, that have been around you growing up, and even the people that you surround yourself with. Be very careful with that, because in our business, in our industry, people will put a face on for you, and then turn around and surprise.
There we go.
So,
Elizabeth, you've done so much. I mean, where can people find you? And I mean, you have a lot of projects going on, so what other stuff are you doing? Tell people where to find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at xo.Elizabeth Covarrubias. It's Covarrubias. It's very simple. Say it with me. Covarrubias. But yeah, I mean, I have, you know, I do a lot of stand-up. I have some shows coming up. They're not here in town, so, but I will be in Glendale, Arizona. I'll be in, where will I be? I might be up in Ventura. I don't have the dates yet, but y'all see me around. Follow me.
And I also shout out preview or shout out to one of your previous projects, which is how I got to know you, was through a documentary by Armando Ibanez. An amazing series. So if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. So you'll be able to see another amazing role portrayed by Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your words and stuff. It's so great to know you, and I hope you had fun.
I had a blast.
I already finished this, so.
I'm babysitting. My life babysitting. But I'm looking forward to it. Hope all you will enjoy it.
Thank you so much, everyone out there, for joining us for another episode of The Aftershot. We will be back next week for another exciting episode.